Namo Adita Fa. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The fifth mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by unmindful consumption, I vow to cultivate good health, both physical and mental, for myself, my family, and my society by practicing mindful eating, drinking, and consuming. I will ingest only items that preserve peace, well-being, and joy in my body, in my consciousness, and in the collective body and consciousness of my family and society. I'm determined not to use alcohol or any other item that contains toxins, such as certain TV programs, magazines, books, films, and conversations. I'm aware that to damage my body or my consciousness with these poisons is to betray my ancestors, my parents, my society, and future generations. I will work to transform violence, fear, anger, and confusion in myself and in society by practicing a diet for myself and for society. I understand that a proper diet is crucial for self-transformation and the transformation of society. Our Dharma reading today is Lack of Fulfillment, excuse me, from Ajahn Tiradamo's book, Working with the Five Hindrances. In a practical sense, I would say that desire for sensual pleasure arises from a lack of fulfillment or a sense of incompleteness, which manifests as various forms of unhappiness or dis-ease. Someone who is emotionally, spiritually unfulfilled tries to fill the vacuum with sensory stimulation, or uses sensory stimulation as a distraction from painful unhappiness, the basis of the addictive personality. The energetic movement of sensual desires reaches out through the senses for satisfaction and fulfillment. However, since self is an artificial creation and not an ultimate reality, it can never be fulfilled or complete. All such attempts only lead to further frustration and disappointment. This is the unsatisfactoriness, the incompleteness, dukkha, which the Buddha taught as intrinsic to the unawakened being. When you are experiencing some dissatisfaction, perhaps you may notice what associated thoughts arise. Recently, on a retreat, as I sat in a gloomy cave during a prolonged period of gray, overcast sky, I noticed that the mind was also becoming gloomy. And I noticed that as the gloomy mood increased, thoughts of food also increased. Since I was well-fed and not suffering malnutrition, I realized that the thoughts of the pleasure of food were compensation for or distraction from the gloomy mood. This also helped to provide a cross-reference. So in this case, the way to resolve the desire for food pleasure was to resolve the gloomy mood, which simply meant rousing some energy to climb up a pathway to a sunny plateau. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me this morning.